Hey everyone, welcome back to Olinsi Traveling. If you're new here, this channel is all about life on the road. We travel across the United States and Canada, reviewing truck stops, travel centers, rest areas, and unique roadside locations from a real truck driver's perspective. No sponsored reviews, just honest experiences that help fellow drivers and travelers know what to expect before they arrive. Today, we're in Grand Forks, North Dakota, checking out the Simonson Travel Center. Now, Simonson isn't as well known nationwide as Love's, Pilot, or Taw, but if you've driven through North Dakota or Minnesota, you've probably seen one of their locations. Over the years, they've built a reputation for clean facilities, friendly service, and taking care of both professional drivers and everyday travelers. So today we're going to find out if this stop lives up to that reputation. We'll look at the parking, fuel island, store, food, driver amenities, and the overall atmosphere. And stick around until the end because I'll share whether I'd stop here again if I was running through North Dakota. Let's check it out. How's the parking? The Simonson Travel Center sits in a convenient location near Interstate 29, making it an easy stop whether you're heading north toward Canada or south through North Dakota. The parking area is laid out well and is easy to navigate, which makes a difference after a long day behind the wheel. Nobody wants to fight through a confusing parking lot when they're tired. Like most truck stops, parking availability depends on the time of day. If you arrive in the afternoon, you've got a much better chance of finding a good spot. Later in the evening, especially after dinner time, spaces begin filling up as drivers finish their hours. One thing I've learned over the years is that planning ahead saves a lot of stress. Sometimes arriving just 30 minutes earlier can be the difference between choosing your parking space or driving another 30 miles looking for one. Let me know in the comments, what time do you usually start looking for parking? You know, one thing I've realized after spending so much time on the road is that every truck stop has its own personality. Some places are always rushed. Drivers are fueling as fast as they can, grabbing a coffee, and getting right back on the highway. Other places have a more relaxed atmosphere, where people actually slow down for a few minutes. Simonson feels more like that second type. It doesn't have the feeling of one of those massive interstate travel centers, where hundreds of trucks are coming and going every hour. Instead, it feels a little more comfortable and a little less hectic. And honestly, after driving all day, that can make a huge difference. People who don't drive trucks every day might think a truck stop is just a place to buy diesel and grab a snack. But for professional drivers, it's much more than that. It's where you take a break after hours of concentrating on traffic. It's where you stretch your legs after sitting behind the wheel all day. It's where you check your load, look over tomorrow's route, and maybe call home before getting some rest. Sometimes those small moments are the most important part of the day. I remember talking with another driver one evening while we were both filling up our trucks. He told me something that's always stayed with me. He said, "The best truck stop isn't always the biggest one, it's the one where you leave feeling ready for another day." And honestly, I think there's a lot of truth in that. You don't always need dozens of restaurants or hundreds of parking spaces. Sometimes you just want clean facilities, friendly people, good coffee, and a place where everything works the way it should. That's what makes drivers come back. Another thing I enjoy about traveling through North Dakota is the pace. Compared to some of the larger metropolitan areas, driving here often feels a little less stressful. You still have to stay alert, of course, but the wide open highways and the scenery give you a chance to enjoy the drive. Grand Forks is also an important city for transportation, agriculture, and trade, especially with the Canadian border not too far away. That means you'll see all kinds of freight moving through here. One truck might be hauling grain, another could be carrying machinery, retail products, or refrigerated food headed across the Midwest. Every truck you see has a destination, and every driver has a story. That's one of the things I appreciate most about trucking. Even though we're all heading in different directions, we're connected by the same roads, the same challenges, and the same goal, getting the load delivered safely. So whenever I stop at a place like Simonson, I like to take a minute and look around. You see drivers from different companies, different states, even different countries, all sharing the same stop before continuing their journeys. It reminds you that trucking isn't just about the miles. It's about the people who keep those miles moving every single day. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy sharing these stops with all of you here on Olinsi Traveling. Every truck stop has a story, and every stop is another chapter in the journey. Now let's head over to the fuel island. Everything here feels clean, organized, and easy to use. The fuel lanes are straightforward, and traffic generally flows well without a lot of confusion. That's something I always appreciate because fueling should be quick and efficient. Once inside the store, you'll notice it's bright, clean, and well stocked. There are plenty of snacks, cold drinks, coffee, travel supplies, and everyday essentials. If you've forgotten something for your trip, chances are you'll find it here. One thing Simonson has earned praise for over the years is maintaining a welcoming atmosphere. The staff are often described as friendly and helpful, and that makes a difference. After a long day on the road, a simple smile or friendly conversation can honestly improve your mood. Food options are also convenient if you're looking for a quick meal before getting back on the highway. Sometimes you don't need a fancy restaurant. Sometimes you just want hot food, fresh coffee, and a place to sit down for a few minutes. And this location does a good job providing exactly that. As the evening rolls in, the atmosphere changes. Drivers fuel up, finish dinner, walk around their trucks, and start settling in for the night. You'll hear diesel engines idling, air brakes releasing, and the steady hum that's familiar to anyone who spends time on the road. For people outside trucking, those sounds might seem noisy, but for many drivers, they're just part of everyday life. One thing I always remind people is that truck stops are more than just places to buy fuel. They're where drivers recharge, plan tomorrow's route, call their families, and get a few hours of rest before another long day behind the wheel. Places like Simonson play an important role in making that possible. So, what's my overall impression? I'd say this is a solid travel center. It may not be the biggest truck stop you'll ever visit, but it offers the essentials that matter most: easy access, clean facilities, a well-stocked store, good fuel service, and a comfortable place to take a break. If you're traveling through Grand Forks, I definitely consider adding this stop to your route. Now I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever stopped at Simonson Travel Center? How was your experience? Leave your thoughts in the comments below because your advice could help another driver planning their next trip. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more honest truck stop reviews here on Olinsi Traveling. Thanks for riding along, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next stop.